Hey, and welcome to the Kaplan Therapy Podcast, Breaking Down Trauma's Stigma. I'm your host, Angela Canque-Kaplan, licensed mental health therapist and certified brain health coach with 14 years in the field. I'm coming to you from Tampa Bay, Florida. My first episode is about trauma, specifically childhood trauma and transgenerational trauma inherited by our family's generations. Though this is just one type of trauma, I will be covering in future episodes all the different kinds which classify as trauma. I'm a certified EMDR therapist, trained since 2017. I'll explain how I use the brain's natural way of healing to move past traumatic memories. It is a robust form of therapy, rewiring negative cognitions, emotions, and sensations utilizing bilateral stimulation, which are eye movements, tapping, or auditory tones. Research shows that our brains have AIP, adaptive informational processing. This means all past experiences, whether they be negative or positive, shape our present perceptions and behaviors. I want to share my story being the only daughter of an immigrant family from the Philippines. My mother came from a military family, as my grandfather served in World War II while stationed in the Philippines. She was a school teacher, and right before coming to the U.S., was supposed to be promoted to become a principal of a public school. My mom, Remy, was one of 13 kids in the family, and she was somewhere in the middle. She often talked about her strict upbringing and air raids during the time when the Japanese regime ruled the Philippines. I often wonder how my mom's childhood shaped her into the person she became. No parent is perfect, but I knew her flaws of being controlling and anxious. She had traumas of her own. We also lived in poverty and was close to being homeless at one point. Both my parents worked hard for us to survive. My dad, who passed away in December 2019, had less education and worked construction and labor jobs in the Philippines. Both of my parents influenced my hard work ethic, which I am proud of today. However, like most families, my parents argued a lot, and there was domestic violence. It wasn't until I was an adult studying psychology to be a mental health therapist did I realize it happened to be me in my childhood to adolescent years. My mom wanted to be in control all the time, and my father, he fought back. I was never abused, but my father disciplined me appropriately. I would never cross him or my mother. I internalized a lot and did a lot of overthinking. I mostly thought that I was not good enough or lovable to my parents and others. It was hard for me to be an only child, and I was very lonely. I didn't even love myself. I wished my mom did not miscarry my siblings twice and struggled to find my place in this world. God was my constant companion, and truly believed he pulled me out of despair. I had to hit rock bottom before I could rise above my pain. My mother, I truly believed, had PTSD, and possibly CPTSD, complex PTSD, if you knew her full history. She also was 46 years old when I was born. There were cultural and generational differences between me and my family of origin. My mom had other mental health illnesses of obsessive compulsive, hoarding, and extreme anxiety. She also had high blood pressure. My dad had high blood pressure, depression, and heart disease. My purpose for this podcast is to have a candid and mainstream discussion about trauma. All kinds of trauma, like childhood abuse, domestic violence, chronic pain, medical trauma, life-death events, narcissism, natural disasters, combat veterans, grief, and COVID. I'm interested in addressing the traumas which are unseen, like emotional, psychological abuse, and neglect. My specialties are rooted in neuroscience and evidence-based research from Amen University and the Amen Clinics. I use polyvagal theory, developed by Dr. Stephen Porges, about the nervous system's role in social behavior, emotional regulation, and fear response. My evidence-based research comes from 40 years of research from the renowned Dr. Daniel Amen and the Amen Clinics. The Amen Clinics use nuclear medicine, SPEC, which stands for Single Photon Emission Computed Tomography. It gives high-tech picture of brain functioning based on blood flow. The high-tech pictures are like the latest iPhone and Android. With my role as a certified brain health coach, I work with you to help you attain your brain health goals. Think of me as your mental fitness coach, similar to personal fitness trainers. Be sure to check out my website, kaplantherapy.org, and look at my article blogs and fun brain health games geared to stimulate your brain. There are also great free quizzes to take and share with your friends and family. You can join any of my socials on the top of the first page. Stay tuned to episode 2, where I will dive deeper into PTSD and PTSD's common symptoms and the impact of trauma on the mind, body, and spirit. Trauma has long-lasting negative consequences on the person's functioning and overall mental, physical, social, emotional, and spiritual health. I'll also touch on the types of traumatic experiences and go more into detail about them. Together, we will dispel the myths about trauma and raise awareness of its impact in people's lives and their families. We can break those dysfunctional cycles. Thank you again for joining me today as we explored the realities of PTSD. PTSD is not a life sentence, but a challenge that can be met with support, understanding, and the right tools. If you or someone you know is struggling, know that you're not alone. And reaching out for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Every story shared, every conversation started, and every step taken brings us closer to breaking the stigma and building a future where recovery is within everyone's reach. Stay hopeful, stay connected, and keep moving forward, because healing happens one day at a time. Until next time, be well.